Let's go all the way in the back there in the blue jacket.
I was really like if you had an opinion on the recent controversy with directors like Zach Braff and Spike Lee going to Kickstarter to fund their film. This is kind of a divisive issue amongst the film.
I didn't know about Spike Lee. That's a new one for me. Honestly, it's one of those things where I know it's easy to be like, hey, you rich guy, how dare you, blah blah blah. But at the same time, nobody's forcing these people to give them money. So I mean, to get angry, it's like, if you want to get angry at anyone, get angry at the people giving the money. Don't get angry at they're like, hey, can we have money? But no, at the same time, I mean, I think it's kind of cool because then it's like they have total creative control, and the nice thing about that is that instead of being like, now they have nowhere to bitch about the studios. It's like, oh, it's the producers, oh, it's the backers, oh, it's the product play. It's like, no, if they fail, it's all on them. So I think it's fun just to see what a movie is like that is 100% totally under their control. I think it's kind of cool. I want to see what comes of it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I backed both of them. And the thing is, the point that Spike made is, it's so different from what they've been doing for the past 20 years. They just go to people to ask for money because, none of them, he never can get, studio money. So it's the same thing except he's going to the public.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the thing with producers, because you get several people that'll finance your film, and they all see it, and since they have financed it, it's like, well, I think you should have this and that, and they have to have a say because it's like they're backing. But with Kickstarter, it's such a communicative thing, and everybody sort of comes together to fund it that it's something where they just have this trust in you. And in some sense, that makes it even more dangerous because it's like then you're really if you fail, it's like, oh my god, that's such a letdown because it's like you let down the fans and your fans paid for it. That's really bad. But at the same time, it's like there's no filter in it, which I like. It's just this is exactly what they wanted to do, and I
hear this a lot, and it drives me nuts because there are some people on there. I was just dealing with today on my own Facebook, and it was like, well, that's why I hate Kickstarter. Because go get a real job. You're just sitting there depending on other people's money and this and that.
That's film.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing. It's like, okay, using that logic. We should never have had Evil Dead. Yep. We should never have had half the films that start off as these little tiny indie projects where literally Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, all of these people went to just various low-budget investors, dentists, people like this. I mean, we look at a film like Ed Wood and laugh because oh, well, it's silly because he's going to some, car salesman or some
how it works
dentist.
Sometimes.
But that's how it works. And yeah, that was a crappy movie, but Evil Dead launched a whole ton of careers, and if you want to be like, fine, well, screw Sam Raimi, screw all of these people that came out of this universe, so be it. But that's how you do it. And Kickstarter is no different. It's actually just making it easier to go out to people and say, hey, I have an idea, do you want to invest?
And in my opinion, rather than, it's not something we have to actually travel to people, individuals and stuff. You can do it online, and everyone, I like it because now everyone can come together and support something and say, hey, and spread the word. And if I was a fan of something and I wanted to see something made, I'd feel really good, like, hey, I participated in making this happen. And that's what I like about the internet. So many people feel like they can really be a part of it, they can support, and where you couldn't before, really.
And what have the studios given us that is so great? You can throw $20 to a movie that, yeah, it may be good or it may suck, but you're like, at least I contributed to it. Or you can throw $20 between popcorn, candy, or whatever, and the ticket and go see Transformers 3. Was that so much better? Was that really worth it? I'm sorry, but it's not like the studio system is this bastion of great art, I don't know, but...
So there!
I think I'll agree. Anything that gets out of the studio system, anything that lets people try something new, isn't inherently bad. I mean, just give it a chance. You never know if these movies might be really good. They might be crap, but it's this, like you said, the studio system isn't really that great. It's just been relying on proven formulas for so long that it's just turning out crap.
Yeah. So there you go. So there. Yeah.
This is more of a question for Rob, since I'm pretty sure he was in charge of it. The site used to have an article section. Are we ever going to see anything like that again?
No.
You assume that people online read.
Which has proven time and again that nobody goes to the internet to read. They just want videos, preferably 20 minutes or less. There you go.
That said, I started as an article writer. If you'd like to read my old articles, they're now archived on my Facebook group.
Yeah.
I just want to say congratulations on the past year, Renaissance, basically, with the critic. I was just wondering, now that you got like a bigger budget and cast, I was wondering, does that change the writing process?
Yeah, it does. I mean, for me, it's more like more opportunities have opened. I mean, you have no idea how nice it is not to have to put on a wig every single time and do a high-pitched voice. I'm a woman now with a beard! You know,
it was pretty funny for us, though. You got it.
Which is good, because I tried to draw a beard on Rachel.
Melvin, brother of the Joker.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it is so nice now. It's like when I want to show an example of something, I can really show it, or at least much closer to what I could do before with just, whatever, a white wall and stuff like that. So, yeah, so it is nice. Now it's like when I'm writing something, it's not like, well, how can I do this with me just against the white wall and everything? But now it's like, no, I really can show this stuff.
It breaks up the reviews, too, which is nice. Because I don't think people realize how, and the people complain, oh, it's different, you can't change it, how dare you? You'd be getting bored by now. I mean, seriously, people are like, I just fast forward through the sketches. I'm like, that's fine. At least that's distracting you for a few minutes as you fast forward. Because without that, this would seriously just be the same thing again and again and again and again. And we were finding out the first time as we were doing this, there's only so long you can do that before we're reusing the same jokes. We're reusing the same cutaway clips. Doug's doing the exact same rant over and over again.
Well, timing! And even the ones, like, there's one or two where it's like, just to break it up, I'll do sort of a more of a traditional review where I'll just sort of like, sit down and yell, and there'll be very little visuals and stuff like that, and you'll get, the purists saying like, no, that's more like it, Doug, and nobody will see it.
They didn't watch it. So
yeah, nobody watches it.
So
it's like, the very small, loud minority are still, they're very
loud,
small, but they're very
vocal
loud.
minority.
Yeah, so, it's one of those things, it's like, I'm so happy that we can do this stuff now. We can, have this right, and we can find new ways to do reviews. And so for me, it's just like, wow, it's like these new opportunities are open now, and it's so much fun to take advantage of it. So it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, if you want to know the God's honest truth, the sketches, statistically, looking at the numbers of the viewers we have, do really well. So they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, and I love these people. These are good people.
Most of them anyway.
All right, I'm gonna pick my uncle again because he's like.
Question for Orlando.
Okay, go.
You're gonna get more than that.
Well, he's my uncle, so he can get more.
Are you sure? No, just Orlando. I just wanted to know how what's it been like working on the site with the Walker Brothers, and has it opened any doors for you?
Who are you?
I cut myself every now and again, but sorry, just kidding. No, it's been a lot of fun because I've said this before. I've always wanted to do acting in front of a camera. It was just one of my dreams when I was a child, and that kind of fell through as time went by. And at one point I just put it to the side and thought, I guess it just won't happen. But then one day, meet Doug, and he, as time goes by, as we hung out a few times, said, "Hey, Orlando, I want to do this Christmas special, and you want to play an angel?" I thought, wow, that'd be awesome. And that was like the first time I ever did any acting in like 4 years. So the chance to, and for that matter, to be in front of the camera was a huge step in my life. So even though I didn't get to be that famous actor, even though I didn't go to Hollywood or anything along those lines, being in front of a camera to pursue that dream is joyous enough as far as I'm concerned. And I'm simply happy at the fact that I'm able to continue to do this, to follow this dream, and I simply hope that as the future goes by that I can do more to come. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome experience. Has it done anything in terms of a resume? Like, not really. I mean, you get a fan that comes up and say, "Hey, didn't you do this?" Like, yeah, I did that, and get a picture and everything. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm stumbling in my words now, but it hasn't really done much in terms of credibility or fame or anything like that.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks. You're welcome. Glad we could help.
As I stumble in my words. But no, I'm just glad to actually pursue the dream of being in front of a camera. Fans are not, the important thing is that I'm able, I don't do this often. Just the fact that I can even be in front of a camera to appease an audience, to get somebody going, hey, this is really cool. I'm glad you're out there and doing this, and that they can see that. That's awesome because, I can't just go in front of. I can go in front of a camera and I can do whatever, but I can't do it without the fans. No one can do it without the fans.
I was gonna say too, maybe maybe that's actually something that everyone can get, because everyone has sort of started off doing the internet, thing, the internet video and stuff like that. Maybe just go down the line and say like, just what that's like, because that is sort of a unique thing to have like suddenly this wide audience watching you on the internet too. So yeah, here, like start with you in there.
I won't lie. In my first video, I was a bit nervous on it.
Couldn't tell.
We were impressed. Great presents. I'll pay you later.
As far as I don't really get recognized, wherever I'm usually behind the scenes and stuff. But that experience for me has been awesome. I think I've said that before, that I have to kind of pinch myself every day that I get to wake up and go to a job that I just get to build things and make props and costumes and stuff and work with awesome people every day. So as far as that respect is, then I'm extremely fortunate. It's changed my life for the better. So.
Jim, say sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Yeah, it's great. It's actually, the first con we went to was a little weird when people are like, can I have your autograph? And I'm like, me? Why?
Remember that one group of girls that's just like,
ah! I was like, oh, it's for me. Okay, it's weird. And it's a lot of fun. It's that same thing. Sometimes I wake up early in the morning and I'm like, oh wait, I have the best job ever. This is so fun. I'm so fortunate to get to do this. And this was my first real film experience. I started in theater, and I learned a lot, and we have a lot of fun. So, yeah, it hasn't. I have a lot of Twitter followers now. I guess that's a difference, but it's more about having fun. And yeah,
it's really changed things for me. I mean, I've always enjoyed acting. I started out doing theater, mainly like theater in high school and community theater. But when I got the opportunity to do something internet related that reached a broader group of people, it made it a lot more engaging, and I was able to meet new people that had similar interests and just wanted to do more that was related with the arts and films and gaming and social media. And it's just been a really surreal experience, for the lack of a better word. I'm still getting used to the idea of people recognizing me without me actually ever meeting them. It's really cool. I mean, I get to engage and talk about similar interests. It's a lot of fun. I love it.
I think for me it's whenever, because we see a whole bunch of fans like all the time, which is awesome, but occasionally we'll get a fan who's like, hey, I just want to let you know that, like, I was going through a really rough patch and whatever, and you guys have made me laugh. I've had people come up and was like, yeah, I was going through chemo, and I was watching your videos, and it really made me laugh. And it's like, I don't even know what to say to that. And it's like, oh my God. So I think that for me is the thing that hits most home for me, because yeah, we're doing it, to make money. We're making a living off it, but that to me is way more important than, making a quick buck, basically. So whenever I hear that, that just makes my day. And I had an incident at Jewel where somebody had recognized me and it was like, you're that guy. You're that guy from the website. And I'm like, that guy. The guy's like, yeah, you're Doug Walker's brother. And it was late at night, and I was just one of those moods. I'm just like, oh, I'm really not in the mood for this. But it's that's a small price to pay for having an effect on other people's lives. And the guy was really, really nice about it. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, that I think is the weird thing. Rachel and Malcolm were saying, it's somebody recognizes you and just me. I just no. Oh crap! You watch that? So I don't know, Brian.
Well, I, for one, don't get recognized enough. No, it's really cool. The best part of it is, hearing people say that they're checking out a comic book or a TV show based on my recommendation, and say, wow, that sounds like it's really good, I'm going to check it out, and just having, I've got a great Facebook page full of really, hardcore dedicated fans who just love talking about the medium, and all the time they're thanking me for providing this forum for them to just come and geek out and, have a place where they can talk about these things, and that feels really good. I feel like I've become a minor figurehead in the geek community, and I'm all for that. So.
I don't know what I'm doing here, just like all you guys don't know what I'm doing here. I have a lot of strangers asking me to be their friend on Facebook. So, thanks, Doug. Some favor.
I think you do something called forced viewing. Let's talk about that bit.
That's all reading. People don't read.
Actually,
now she's awake.
Oh yes, I will plug myself as a matter. We actually, for those people that read, we do review. Oh hey, readers! Our passion actually is horror movies, everything horror, and so we have our own website we started, but you actually have to read. It's called forcedviewing.com. We do have a podcast where we pretty much talk like we're important and we know what we're doing, and we review certain podcast movies of the month, and we usually drink, so you can laugh at us. That would be something.
And every once in a while, we do have the walkers on there, and
Yes.
they are uncut, so you can
we're
hear
normally
them
there for
without
the-
script.
Rhea, are you dying?
Just a bit. Okay.
I was gonna say have some water, but that's what started it.
This is my daughter, and she doesn't want to talk, so.
Nothing to say.
Unlike everyone else
Homestuck.
at this table, us three, we do not get paid for anything we do for the site. We do it because we're friends, and anytime they need a favor, we're more than willing to help out. And I do it because they're my friends. Anytime they need something, I'm more than willing to help out. So that's all it is for me. Whatever.
I think he's jonesing for a paycheck.
Yeah, give me money!
Okay, we're doing another one here. Let's do, yes.
Question and comment. Was The Shining really that bad to watch? And also, I think some points in your review for The Shining scared me more than the actual Shining.
Yes, it was that bad to watch.
Yeah, it really was that boring. And long.
And keep in mind, it's the version Stephen King wanted. That's the one he stood behind.
No, okay, so the funny thing about that review is that people were saying, like, Doug, you were, like, legitimately scary and something like that. Like, it wasn't meant to be. I'm just in person. It's some people, it's like,
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I look at it's me trying to go as over the top as Jack as possible. It was either try to get the mannerisms down more or just do this face the whole time. And I said, I don't want to do the face, because that would get old really fast. I'll just try to get the mannerisms. And I guess people, were really scared by Jack in that movie, which is so fascinating to me, because it's like, I love the performance because it's so much fun, but I never found it scary.
There's
So
just
I
one
think
scene
there
that
is
was
something to
terrifying.
just that really, just like the big bad wolf thing, just we get the eyes big and you show the teeth and you do the scary faces that can just really get people.
But the bathtub scene was scary. Kind of. No, just like when her arms like reach out of the hotel room, I wasn't expecting that, and it just kind of scared
that
me.
old woman sagging, that was scary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, here's the thing about the movie. Yeah, there's a couple of scary scenes in it, but they're all paced 2 hours apart from each other.
Well, no,
Like, I felt like-
she's talking about the original.
Oh, the original movie?
Yeah.
The original movie's scary. The twins creep me out.
Yeah.
As a twin, I'm
I
kind of
remember
offended.
watching it when it was on television and thinking it was okay, but then watching the review again, I realized it's very slowly paced. I was like, Jesus, something happened. Where are the damn ghosts?
So, cool. What else we got here? Let's do, yeah, right there.
I actually had a question for, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with your name or work, but I was just curious. You said you review horror?
Yes.
I was wondering if you had seen the Japanese series Higurashi when they came out.
Oh my god, oh, they love.
That's an awesome one. We haven't reviewed it yet, but we do own it.
You answer that.
It's so confusing, though. I don't get it.
She's awesome.
I sell Higurashi.
Do you read Homestuck?
Yes.
She does. No, we
Homestuck?
do actually own
Homestuck?
When They Cry, but we haven't gotten around to reviewing it. Right now I'm doing 11 Eyes, and after that I'm planning on doing another. And then I'm going to do When They Cry.
Wait a minute. Didn't you have a box at Anime Midwest?
Yes, I did.
Oh, God. That's the poor guy.
You'll be explaining this show to me later.
Lauren, I think Lando has a few questions for you.
Okay, we'll do the next question here. Yeah.
Yeah. On the topic of scary things, I was just wondering if you are you considering doing more Ask That Guy with the Glasses segments?
I want to do, but Mike keeps pushing me to do at least like 7 more, so we can end on round number, or like 5. I can't like end on 70 or something like that. So it's like I'll do them, I'll finish them up, but it is sort of like I mean it's just finding time now. Yeah. Well, no. Actually, honestly, I was thinking about going back to Mom and Dad's place. Is that okay?
Move back with Mom and Dad.
Not move back in, but I mean,
Secrets. Ask That Guy is our parents' living room.
So you'll see more. I don't know when, because it would just. I know it's like they don't take that long to do, but just with everything else, it is still time. But I'll get around to it. Maybe like in January or February or something like that. I'll do more. Get more of those. Let's do Ryu. Ryu, sorry.
Okay. First off, I'd say my favorite reviews of yours are the Disney December DreamWorks February videos. And just out of curiosity, do you have more plans to do videos like that after the live-action Disney December? Because in my opinion, I like to see you review the Miyazaki movies.
Okay, one of 2 things I'm going to do after that. I don't know when. I don't know if I want to do in December, because I find that stuff does catch up. Especially with Christmas videos. I want to make the Christmas videos really important. But and the 2 that keep coming up, and I know I'll do one of them, is the Miyazaki movies, which I kind of want to do, because what would I just say? Like, this is incredible. This is incredible. That one's incredible. This one's kind of incredible.
This one not so as incredible, but still pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what, I mean, so I could do that, just for fun. The other one that people have told me to get, I was going to do this year, but I found I couldn't get all the movies in time for the DVDs, but I'm going to probably get an early start next year and start collecting them. Do the Disney sequels.
Yes!
Yeah, God have mercy on us. It'll be like the exact opposite of all the other Disney Decembers, where it's like it's mostly positive. I'll just be like, God, I want to find just one good one. Oh my God!
The bad one, I pray for you that you don't die over. Hunchback 2.
I heard about it.
Oh my God!
I heard about it. I saw Lindsay's review of it. It sounded pretty funny.
Do not review it.
Yeah, pretty much. Quasi-love. So I'll probably do something like that. Something like that'll pop up. Let's see, what do we got? All the way in the back there. Yes?
First off, I have to disagree with you on the reading thing, because I don't think you know the wonders of fan fiction, primarily smut.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, I haven't seen anybody make money on it.
Woo! I stand by that response.
Okay.
Doug's been the subject of smut fanfiction.
Oh, much. All right.
Your favorite pairing?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to ask for anyone who writes for their own character, what are the most and least difficult aspects of your character to write for?
I got a couple characters. I guess I'll just do a nostalgia critic. I don't. He's not. The hardest part is just like I'll get to a joke and it's like, okay, well I could do the obvious joke, just a general reaction, or I could really put more time into it. Which is, I mean, now I got 2 days to write it, which is really nice. But it is just sitting there like. Sometimes you gotta just sit there. You gotta go for a run, or you gotta just do something until the joke comes, or you just come back to it, because it's like there's something good, but just nothing is up to the standard that you want. So it's just sitting there waiting for that joke to come. That's probably the toughest part. The best part is just I love the character. I do love just getting so angry at stuff. I especially love it when he can interact off of other people. That's my favorite thing. That's why I really like the anniversaries, because I love getting all these people that are kind of horrible people, in these specials, and just start judging the different levels of horribleness, but seeing how they kind of evolve too.
I think writing To Boldly Flee, the easiest stuff is always just making you a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, we actually love
can do that so easily.
We love that style of humor. Like, yeah. The hardest part was actually making you likable after that film. So, yeah, To Boldly Flee was kind of rough, where it's just like, okay, now we have to give the critic humanity. Good luck.
Writing for your own character, basically I'm just playing myself doing a review, so that's not really a hard part. The one show I do, Stark Raving, I play a character called Lord Stark because that's set in Westeros, and I'm reviewing Game of Thrones as if it were happening in Westeros currently. And the hard part on that is I have a recurring feature on that show where I answer viewer mail. I say, leave me a question in the comments section, I'll answer it on the next show. So sometimes it's, one will jump right out at me. Sometimes there's only like one question there and it's a terrible one, and I've got to try and come up with like a funny answer for that. But but I like the interactive nature of that. But sometimes it bites you in the ass, and you get like there's only one question and it's terrible. And I was like, God, I can't come up with anything funny here. And you just kind of gotta work it through until you have something that works and will at least make people chuckle a little.
Awesome. What else we got here? I do all the way in the back there, yeah. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get ahead of you right now, but I had a request if you do the Disney sequels, because this is a movie, I really like the first one, but people don't normally hear the sequel version. Could you review Atlantis 2, Milo's Return?
They've made a sequel.
They made it.
Surprise!
No, we're going to do a TV series. They canned it, and they put the first 3 episodes to made it into like one movie.
Oh, those are just worse. Oh, my.
Enjoy, critic.
That was my least favorite.
What are you taking off after you ask that question?
She's hated now.
It was a bad question, but you don't need to leave.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We have another one over here. A duplicate. Yeah, exactly.
Why are you sitting
So, you have a twin
Save me a seat.
Now his failure is complete.
We'll see about it. We'll see.
I called you a failure. You want to take that?
I wanted to see if you did review it already, so I was looking up videos of that, but I didn't see that.
No, I haven't done that one. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll take a look at it.
I loved Atlantis, so I'm all over that. Let's rip that one.
Okay.
It's a guy with the shades, half Scarface there, look like.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering, what was your primary motivation behind Chester A. Bomb?
Chester A. Baum was pretty much like, I did this voice for the Cloverfield. Change! I did this voice for the Cloverfield review, and I just really liked the voices pretty much. I was just reenacting the movie, and I'm just shaking the camera and saying, oh my God, we're all going to die! And I just really like this voice, and I'm like, well, what can I do with it? Because I want to do this voice more. I think it's so funny. And I was trying, what does he sound like? Well, he sounds like a crazy guy on the street. Okay, I'll make him a bum. Well, what can I do with him? Well, I'm not reviewing current movies yet. Maybe I can just sort of do that. And I just found a couple, just old clothes, threw them together, and it just came from that.
The hilarious thing about the costume is that Bears cap goes back to when we were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's an old hat.
It smells.
Yeah. It works.
Thank you, Mom.
It's about to smell. He's a bum. I am a method actor. Thank you. Let's go, guy with the beard. There. Yes. No, actually, this guy. You don't have a beard. No, it's confusing.
He's trying to steal my thunder. You guys have been really busy. And especially the Walker Brothers, but this is for anyone. Have you guys found do you have enough time to just kind of chill, do your own kind of thing, or are you just really invested in everything with Channel Off?
Honey, do we have time to chill? Yeah, no, I think the word she's heard the most is, in a few minutes. Yeah, just a few more minutes. 2 more minutes, honey. Yeah. Almost done. Almost done.
I'm editing more stuff now, so that's become my life. My wife will come in and I'm at the computer. It's like, yeah, I'll be in a minute, and then an hour later I'll show up.
I'm actually trying my best now. It's like every time I always think I got it down to sort of fewer things. Okay, now I'll have time to relax and chill. It's always something else I didn't foresee or something else falls in my lap. So it's I'm trying harder to give more time. With Disney December, I sort of knew okay, well it's got to be Disney December. I just got to do it. So it's okay, well I know that's going to take up a lot of time, but it's after this I'm going to try and do fewer things. Even the cons next year I'm sort of doing fewer of. So